Yeah, Steve just got on the planning board. He's over there already.
How did he get there? He just clicked
Yeah.
back on that link, or?
I presume so. I'm not able to do that and run things here.
I'm trying to give some direction here to Chet. He's looking.
Yeah, I'm looking for the right link. Sorry. It wasn't emailed to me, so Steve may have seen an email. I don't have that.
Do you want to text him the address, David?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, Chet.
Thank you. No problem.
We'll work
Good
on
to
it.
see good to see all of you.
You too.
It seems like most people are getting over to the planning board, no problem using the link on the planning board. So I don't know what's up with that.
Just a point of interest, I always have trouble when I try and go through the calendar. If I take the ID off the calendar and paste it into the Zoom join screen, no problem. I
Wow.
don't know why.
That's weird, because the calendar for me, sometimes if you don't have the cursor on the right thing, it appears like you're on it, but it's on another meeting. I've noticed that, it's just kind of a quirky kind of thing. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. All right, I think we can start the town board meeting, right?
Okay.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording. Sure. Okay, can you see the flag?
Great. Okay, everyone, I want to call the meeting of the Olive Town Board to order. It's Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Let's all rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome. Dawn, could you do the roll call, please?
Board Member Bogus.
I'm here.
Board Member Kelder.
Hopefully you can hear me. I'm here.
Board Member Edinger.
At least half here.
Board Member Reed.
I'm here.
And Supervisor Sefranco.
I am here. Okay. You all received the September 29th and October minutes, correct?
Yes.
And can I get a motion to approve those minutes as written?
I'll make the motion to approve the public hearing minutes from 29th of September and all of the October meeting minutes.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye, so approved. Okay, moving on to correspondence. The American Legion sent us a letter from Olive Memorial Post 1627 to Jean, and says, "Dear Jean, it was brought to my attention that the front of the Legion Hall on the right side looks somewhat overgrown. I understand that the plants on the right of the entrance were planted there for butterflies. The Tonga Garden Club maintains the flowers on the left side of the entrance, but nothing is done to the right. Could the plants on the right side be relocated or something else planted there? If you think this could be addressed, it would be appreciated. Thank you in advance. Ron Wright, Commander, Olive Memorial Post 1627. We did meet in our workshop meeting last night with the Conservation Advisory Council, and I asked them to get a plan in place for the spring that we will relocate that, either remove or relocate that garden. I agree with the sentiments on the letter. Okay. Next order of business. The Crumville Cemetery sent us a letter. Linda Werner, the trustee, sent us a letter asking us to consider pitching in for some general maintenance. And We discussed that last night at our workshop meeting, and we will be in the spring talking to them about their, hopefully one of us can go to their spring meeting and we can talk to them about their budget problems and what they can expect from the town. As we discussed last night, it's the kind of thing where that if they become insolvent, the town will have to take over the entire cemetery operation, which is not the business we want to be in right now. So if we can help them out with maintenance, we agreed last night that we will pursue that. Next one, I have a letter from the Olive Fire Department. Olive Town Board members, in accordance with provisions of section 14023 of the Not-for-Profit Corporation Law of the State of New York, the following people were elected to membership in the Olive Fire Department number 1, incorporated on October 12th, 2021, are hereby submitted for your approval. That's Kyle Rompella, 3014 Route 28, Shokan, New York, signed Larry Miller. I make a motion that we grant our approval for Kyle Rompella to be a new member of the Olive Fire Department. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. And thank you, Kyle Rompella, for joining. We appreciate it. It's always good to see new members coming into the fire department. We received a letter from Ternice Winnie supporting the premium pay from the ARPA funding for the Olive Highway Department. We also received a letter from Ternice Winnie in response to Sylvia Roselle's letter from the previous month. And I received a letter this month from Sylvia Roselle. And this is all concerning a COVID case we had in the town. And we are just not going to read those letters. We're just going to know that the town received them and acknowledge that our receipt of them. And I will read a statement at the end of the correspondence to talk about that.
You
Oh,
skipped
I
over
missed one. Yeah, we have a
resolution.
letter here from the town highway department. I'll read this letter. This is to the Olive Supervisor and Olive Town Board. We, the Town of Olive Highway employees, are writing you in a large voice of displeasure with you. We have learned of a stipend being given to Town of Olive employees, some full-time employees and other part-time employees. The office staff, parks workers, pool staff, and transfer station employees have all received a stipend for working through the pandemic, and we, the highway employees, have been left out of this. We are outraged by this, as we have been here through it all. We are full-time employees who have worked tirelessly through these trying times, keeping the town roadways and right-of-ways maintained to the standards we always have, and assisted in keeping the town properties fully operational. From plowing the roads to cutting trees from the roads to paving the roads, we have been there through it all. We are out in the public dealing with people every day, some as they stop to question what we are doing, some needing help during storms while out on the roadways, some stopping to say thank you for what we do, and others to complain about issues needing attention. Either way, we are interacting with the public. Without us, the town roadways would not be maintained and people would not be able to get around. This means the people not getting to their places of employment, the grocery store, or through the doctors for needed health care. This also means the fire, police, or EMS would not be able to get around to provide vital services for the people within the town. It is very sad that you think a part-time employee mowing or cleaning deserves the stipend and we don't. While you all claim to appreciate what we do, none of you know what we do or deal with over the course of the day while working for the town of Olive. We provide a vital service to the town and have been blatantly left out. We, the Town of Olive Highway employees, encourage you all to rethink your distribution of these stipend payments and include us in the stipend. Signed, outraged Town of Olive Highway employees. That includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think. I believe that's all of them. So that letter was received by the town board. We acknowledge that. Moving on, we have those two letters, one from Ternice, one from Sylvia. And after consulting with our legal counsel about this entire situation, I would like to make the following statement. The town of Olive, on March 4th, 2021, the town of Olive adopted a comprehensive plan for operations in the event of a declared public health emergency involving communicable diseases. We're going to call it the plan from here on this. Among other things, the plan establishes clear rules, protocols, and expectations for all town employees and visitors to town facilities regarding the COVID-19 virus. The town takes this plan very seriously and continues to make the safety and well-being of its employees, residents, and visitors to town facilities its top priority. The town regularly reviews the plan for its continued effectiveness and remains vigilant in ensuring that the plan is followed. If an incident arises where the plan has not been followed or appropriately applied or enforced, the town will take all necessary steps to correct the issue and take action to ensure failings do not occur in the future. The town will continue the hard work of providing a safe and secure environment and appreciates the support of its employees, residents, and visitors. The next thing we have is, I moved this up for announcements and I don't see Purdy here. Purdy stopped by today and wanted to let us just update us on what the ceremony is going to be on Thursday for Veterans Day. That is this Thursday, November 11th at 11 a.m. There will be a ceremony at the American Legion Hall on Mountain Road in Shokan. And he encourages everyone to come by and partake. I think last year they were going to have it outside and it was rainy or cold and we got washed out. But anyway, he suggests you bring a mask. It will be indoors and encourages everyone to attend. So thank you, Purdy, for bringing that by. Budget modifications in the general fund. I'd like to make a motion to transfer $8,485 from 1990.4 contingency. Of that money is $785, 1010.4 town board contractual, 2,500 in 7110.4 parks contractual, $400 from 7180.4 pool contractual, $500 in 8020.1 planning, and $4,300 from 8160.4 refuge and garbage contractual. Do I have a motion? I have a motion to move those from contingency to those funds. Do I have a second?
I'll
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. The next one is a transfer from $4,270 from Reserve K computer, $3,900 to 1110.4 justices contractual, $185 from 3620.2 safety inspection equipment, $185 from 8010.2 zoning equipment. Do I have a second to make that transfer from Reserve K for those funds?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carry. I'd like to make a motion now to transfer $311 from general fund escrow retirement to 01.6 to 9015.8 police and fire retirement. Do I have a second for that one?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Thank you all. Getting through that. You all had a chance to review the bills and the vouchers for the all of the different funds. For the general fund vouchers number 452 through 503 for $199,690.39. Highway fund vouchers number 222 through 247 for $190,050.79. Special lighting voucher number 8 for $69.47. Do I have a motion to approve those vouchers?
I'll make a motion that we pay our bills.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Cash received in September 2021 was $283,225.44. Interest received in September 2021 was $551.10. All right. Additional business, we had we went through the budget process to get through the 2022 preliminary budget. We had a budget hearing. What was the date of that budget hearing, Dawn? Was the 4th, November 4th. Thank you. Good sign language. And I'd like to get a motion to approve the 2022 final budget.
Make a motion to approve the 2022 budget, final budget.
How about a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, I waited. So approved. The 2022 budget is approved, and I just want to make a point that just for all those out there concerned, I have this at my fingertips, like I hope I do, that represents an overall tax levy increase of 0.7282%. And I believe that's one of the lowest budgets I've ever worked on in the town. So I think we can all be proud of that and thankful for everyone who contributed to that. Okay. I'd like to make a motion to empower the supervisor to sign the contract with the Olive Fire Department when received. I did get it today, Tom. I haven't looked at it, but we can talk about that later. Can I get a second for that?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried. And thank you, Tom, again for the work you guys did on that. That was another budget that was just spectacular, and I really appreciate your due diligence that you've done in that and really getting it to be that kind of number that you brought to us. I'd like to empower the supervisor, make a motion to empower the supervisor to sign the contract with the Olive First Aid when received. Can I get a second for that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Oh, we are moving through this. This is great. Jinxing myself here. Next on the agenda is resolution number 25 of 2021, amending the LHI Town of Olive Roads report for the New York State Department of Transportation. That's the local highway inventory, I believe. Whereas the New York State Department of Transportation filed with the highway superintendent a local highway inventory report of Town of Olive roads for 2021. And whereas Town of Olive Highway Superintendent Brian Burrs reviewed said report and made an on-site evaluations of town roads, identifying updates and corrections to this report. And whereas the town board resolution is required in order to make updates and resolution to this report. And whereas most of the report accurately reflected the town's local highway system with the exception of few roads, therefore be it resolved, the town of board of the Town of Olive does hereby approve the following updates and corrections to the New York State DOT Town of Olive Roads LHI report, which would add a total of 0.11 centerline miles and 0.71 lane miles to the Town of Olive, New York State Department of Transportation road inventory, resulting in a total of 67.62 centerline miles and resulting in a total of 134.89 lane miles for the Town of Olive. We have Bradkin Road length of 0.50 centerline miles. The GIS reporting indicates a length of 0.4 line centerline miles on the unpaved portion of Bradkin Road from the 0.22 start mile point to the end of section at the Shandaken Town Line when it is in fact a total length of 0.50, adding 0.01 centerline miles to the report. Bradkin Road, length of 1 lane miles. The GIS report indicates that Bradkin Road has 1 lane at 0.49 centerline miles, contributing to a total of 0.49 to the lane miles when it is in fact a 2-lane road at 0.50 for each lane, contributing a total of 1 lane miles, added 0.51 lane miles to the report. DeWitt Road, length of 0.06 miles. The GIS report does not reflect the portion of DeWitt Road that is within the town of Olive from start of section Brown Road to end of section at the Rochester Town Line, when a total length of 0.06 miles is in fact within the town of Olive at a total length of 0.06. Add 0.06 centerline miles to the report and add 0.12 lane miles to the report. Moonhaw Road, length of 0.19 miles. The GIS report indicates a length of 0.15 on the unpaved portion of Moonhaw Road from the 1.94 start mile point to the end of section at the Shandaken Town Line, when it is in fact a total length of 0.19. Add 0.04 centerline miles to the report and adds 0.08 lane miles to the report. And moves its adoption. Can I get a motion to approve or that resolution? Or to vote on that resolution?
So you
I'll
made the
make the
motion. Are you making the motion?
I'll make
Jim?
the motion, yes.
And then
Do I have a
Scott's gonna
second?
second it?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay. Can you do the roll call, please?
I can. Board Member Bogus,
Yes.
Board Member Kelder,
Yes.
Board Member Edinger. Dave,
That was a yes.
I'm muted, sorry. Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
and Supervisor Safranco.
Yes, yes, yes. And I thank Brian for his work on that. He explained at the workshop meeting that it adds to the chip mileage, right?
Yes, it
And
does.
that's a good thing for us to keep updated.
And it may be.
Every little bit
minuscule,
helps,
but
right,
it-
Brian?
No, absolutely. I said it may be minuscule, but it all adds up. And just to reflect on the off of Brown Road, DeWitt, it was never on our inventory, and it's something that I picked up on, and it was for our road work this year, and I don't know why it was never included, but anyway, it's on there now, so it'll reflect in our chips.
Very good, thank you. We talked about this a little bit last month, and we talked about it at the workshop meeting. Brian has indicated he wants to purchase a New Holland C 337 compact track loader. And that is without the that's without the Woods asphalt grinder. We did get a quote at one point with the Woods asphalt. So that is just to purchase the Bobcat itself. I mean, the New Holland track loader itself. Did you have a total for that, Brian?
Yes, give me 2 seconds here. I think I read last night. It was $76,259.60. And that was included with the bucket, the machine, and a set of forks.
Oh, forks are nice, yeah.
No, it's
Okay. I will make a motion to approve the purchase of the New Holland C 337 track loader. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Brian, you got yourself a new loader there. And I got to thank Brian. He did his homework and looking at the planers and kind of comparing what was working and what doesn't. He took his time, and that's why we delayed this for a month, so he could examine the one he had and look at another one. And I appreciate that he did his due diligence in finding something that was going to work for the town rather than just the one we ended up with on the demo. That was for the Bobcat 24-inch planer. What did that come in at, Brian?
$21,250.34.
Beautiful. Okay.
And it's very similar, and like I brought up last night, unfortunately, we're getting hit with across the board logistics, shipping, and where we're feeling the impacts all the way around. And there was a little additional fee, but we were very close to the initial quote. So I feel comfortable, and we're going to have a piece of equipment that's going to perform to suit us in the highway department and other areas. And I think will serve us well for a number of years.
Great. It sounds like, this is going to be a nice little piece of equipment that will fill in a lot of holes in
Absolutely.
work and for the town work as well. So
Absolutely.
I make a motion to approve the purchase of the Bobcat 24-inch planer for $21,250.34. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Now we're flying through this. Supervisor reports. Let me just take a drink of water here first. Tom is here, and he and I both received a letter from David Tobias, section chief for the New York City DEP Land Acquisition Program. And this is a letter approving or informing us that they did an appraisal on the 1 acre parcel with the Boyceville Firehouse on it. And the appraisal came in at $175,000 as improved. This was done by an independent appraiser. It seemed a little low to me, but I was told that on inquiry, I was told that which I did check, the land was purchased by the town of Olive from New York City. And there is a deed restriction on the land that only allows a firehouse to be built. So I was told that the appraisal takes this into consideration, that it has a deed restriction on it. What I'm going to suggest is, one, I reached out to Dave Tobias, but he's been on vacation and will be on vacation for like another week. So what I'd like to do is actually get the appraisal in hand. My understanding is there is a breakdown between the value of the land and the value of the building. I also did some research and found that the original, there's a contract between the town of Olive and the Olive Fire Department that allows the fire department to build on the land, and the deed restriction says that's the only use for this land. In the contract with the Olive Fire Department, it says that if the relationship between the Olive Fire Department and the town of Olive ceases to exist, then we will pay the fire department, we'll reimburse them for the cost of the building. But this isn't the situation. The situation is we are both involved in participating in the buyout program with New York City. I spoke to our lawyer, Dan Hepner, and Dan advised me that, and I'm in total agreement with him, that the spirit of that contract between Olive Fire Department and the town of Olive is that in any case that building is not going to be utilized by then, they will be reimbursed by the town. So I would imagine, as I see this unfolding, that the town will do the buyout and then reimburse the Olive Fire Department for the building, or whatever way that ends up coming about, whether it's us paying for it or the New York City cuts a check for one and the other. I don't know yet. I'll find out more when I get this appraisal in hand, and I'll talk to Dave Tobias. We can look in and see, Tom, you and I can talk and see if we are happy with that appraisal, if we think that it's worth pursuing a second one and what that involves. I know we have the rights to it. We're entitled to do that if we want. But like I was told that it was indicated that because of the deed, that is kind of limiting the value because of the deed restriction. Any questions about that? I also know that this will, I believe this will start like a shot clock. So let's take our time. Let's get the appraisal, look at it, see what we think. Toss it around a little and then see if we want to accept that or get another appraiser. And I know, Tom, you guys have a lot of stuff on your plate to do. So we're in no big hurry. So it doesn't matter if we do this now or in 3 months. And it might even be to your advantage to wait until 3 months to do it.
That's correct. As you and I talked, I was concerned about that clock running. We can't begin to sell the building off until we have another building to move into. So
Right.
Right. And I know that from other experiences with this, that it takes a long time. I don't have Dave's email that went with this, but I know that through that process, that's like a 12 to 18-month process usually. You know, once we agree to the appraisal. So I don't think they'll be pushing you out of that building before you're ready, unless you get delayed. But you never know in these things. So we can slow it down for a little while if that's the need. So we'll discuss that later once we get the appraisal.
Jim,
Any other comments, questions?
Yeah, Jim, I didn't get a chance to look at the parcel viewer. Is that, I assume we retain ownership of the land. Does it border the creek or is it separate from the creek?
No, it's a postage stamp and it's surrounded by DEP land. And the original resolution for that indicated that the city would take that
Okay,
because it's surrounded by city
that's
property.
what I thought. For some reason, I thought that property originally was cut out of the original impoundment property of the reservoir.
I believe it might have been. Yeah.
So they're going to take the property back.
Yes.
Good, okay.
But because it's in the buyout program, I think we always have that option. But it's literally like that little postage stamp right in the middle.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on that? I think I forwarded this to you. The DEP is starting the work on the Route 28A bridge over the Esopus and the 28 roadway up through the S-turns. So from the beginning of the S-turn, if you're coming from West Shokian to Boyceville, will be straightened and that road will be realigned. The bridge will be a bridge over the railroad bed and a bridge over the Esopus. Just, I believe, if I remember, they said 50 feet downstream from the existing bridge. So not really close. We're very close to it. And coming out to Route 28 in a T intersection. And they will be starting this work this month. They'll be taking a lot of trees down to make room for the construction. So that's the first step of it, and they'll be moving in. So I know they'll be taking up several, if not more, parking spaces on the Ashokian Rail Trail parking lot. I said 8 spaces. I'm sorry, yeah, 8 spaces will be taken away. When it's redone, they'll have 8 spaces restored and 10 additional spaces added to that parking lot. The last we talked to them, they were talking about continuing the rail trail over that bridge with a bike lane into the hamlet of Boyceville to the T intersection. And in addition, we've been talking to New York State Department of Transportation to continue a impervious surface trail or walkway up 28 toward the high school. And we'll see how far they get with that. They were going to try to get as close as they can without becoming, probably right up to the gas station, but not including, because that has that big drainage distance. So we'll see what they do. But this is starting. It's a $35 million project, and it's expected to take 2 to 4 years. That's always a kind of a guess, because weather could set them back. Anything can set them back. Material supplies and all that can set them back, months. So I just wanted to let everyone know that that's starting, and it's going to change the character of that area a lot, I think. And straighten out that S turn, which I don't know about you guys, but I've slid off in the wintertime. It went right into the bank. So that's that, and that's it for supervisor report. Any questions before I move on? All right, committees, commission, department reports. The Cable Franchise Negotiations Committee, I have been in touch with Spectrum, and we are talking to them about giving me more build out for neighborhoods. And they've asked me to, I don't know why they asked me to do this, but they asked me to try to find out the little sections in town that might be one or two houses that they're not aware of. So, you know, a house could have been built, or, you know, something could have been added in on a street, and they don't know about it, and that person doesn't have service. So I have to go back to our mapping that we did. Gosh, we did that 5, 6, 7 years ago, and see, and it's been updated a little bit since then, but I've got to go back and see if I can identify the pockets in the town that don't have service and submit that to them for pricing. All of this is about if we end up with money in the ARPA that we decide could be utilized for cable build out. That is a very, very clear application of that money. That is something that is not even up for debate. I mean, that's something you could spend it on. However, as we've discussed in the past, it's a little hard to take money that you're getting from the federal government and you can use for other purposes in your town and give it to a profit-making company to extend build out for cable. So it's not the top priority on the things that we're looking at, but it is something that at the end of the day, if we end up with a few $1,000s and we can build out somewhere in need, we might consider it. So it's just an option. Okay, that's it for cable. Parks and Rec. Scott, you're on, bud.
All right, we'll give it a shot and see if I break up. We did not meet, but we are scheduled for December, and we will present the town board the restructure of fees for recreation and parks. I'm going to defer to Gino now if he's ready. We're going to ask that we start the process to look at a parks trucks with Brian's help, but Gino could chime in here on the truck we have and what we're looking for, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I got you. So Jim, we spoke, Brian and I spoke. There's a need to replace one of the two parks trucks sooner rather than later. Conversations with Brian, normally it's a hand-me-down truck from the highway department. Where he is at with his fleet, we won't have a hand-me-down from him for a minimum of 2, maybe 3 years. So we have a need to replace the truck before then. We have the money in the reserves because of what we're dealing with in the world with trying to get items, whether it be vehicles, supplies, or lumber, or whatever. I would like to work with Brian within the next week or so and get that truck ordered, because it may take 8 to 10 months to get it. I know we're still waiting on a police car. So I just would like to start that process with all of your approval for an upcoming transfer of reserves to purchase a replacement truck for the parks staff and myself.
So right now, because you don't have a truck and we don't have an order to, we don't have a number, you're informing us that this is the process you intend to take, but we're not making a motion tonight to approve that, right?
No, I'm gonna get together with Brian in the next few days. We have a number that we're ballparking. But Brian will walk me through the process with the OGS, and we'll come up with a spec sheet and what it'll be. And then, we'll have a concrete number for you guys to approve, and we'll move forward there.
Great. Thank you, Gene.
Sounds good.
And I think this truck, based on my research, will qualify or could qualify for stimulus money.
Okay, we'll look at that. You and I, we can talk about that and, maybe figure out where in that ARPA guidance, we can pick that out. And then we have to kind of write up a little bit of a narrative on why that money could be applied for that. So yeah, that's great if we can. I know there's a lot of opportunities in there for outdoor recreation, expanding outdoor use. Okay, anything else in Parks and Rec, Scott?
That's it.
Just an FYI, I'm working with the interim superintendent for Ontario High School. I am trying to have a program for our youth basketball program at the school. Right now, I have a verbal from the interim superintendent that we can hold a program. They have sent me a draft of COVID protocols, and they will finalize that through the next school board meeting. And if that's a go with them, then I will proceed with our youth basketball program that I've done for the last 20+ years. Just an FYI right at this point.
That would be great if we can get that going.
Yep.
People are just dying for stuff to do, and it'd be really nice to see that happen. So,
Any word on adult basketball?
Well, it's the same protocols, but I hate to be selfish, but one of the protocols is on-site screening and temperature taking, and I'm not really in a position really to babysit a bunch of adults. I don't have a problem doing it with parents and kids, but the way that the adult program has been is like guys come in and they play and then they leave and then somebody else comes. So I would have to sit there and babysit for 3 hours, and I'm not really into that. So right now my priority is the kids.
That's fair.
anything else in Parks and Rec? Okay, moving on. Highways, Bruce, or Brian.
Yeah, I just want to reflect on what Gene was talking about. I'd be more than happy to assist the truck moving forward here, and it's very important. I think now to get the ball rolling, and next month I want to talk about what was in the budget for next year for the one truck for the highway department. But it's a question when you're going to receive and I think the earlier the better right now, and I think everybody's on board with where the times are right now. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to reflect on that and be more than happy to help Gene out and get this truck order or spec'd out through the OGS site and get the ball rolling there. But anyway, just as far as highway goes, it's been another busy month. The weather has been on our side, other than one little storm that we actually fared very well with. I know up the line, Shandaken, and they suffered up there. I said they were going to be working on a lot of road repair and stream work for right into the winter months here. But anyway, the guys finished up culvert pipe replacements on Bostock Road. I think we're right around 21 culvert pipe replacements from Upper Boyceville Road to Peck Road. And I want to really thank the residents on the road for cooperating and working with us. And we called into county and our police department with the closures and trying to make everybody aware, of these closures so we can get our road construction done and improve the roadway. And I have intentions next year of resurfacing that roadway from Upper Boyceville to Peck Road. It's been in shambles for a number of years, but anyway, the guys did a tremendous job, a lot of work and a lot of expense going into that roadway that's overdue. And another long stretch of roadway that I'm looking to tackle and move on in the following year from Peck Road down to Black Road, where I would draw the line because of the sewer district proposed, and we'll hold off on there and keep everything passable and safe for everybody until that gets underway and further along. But anyway, on that note, we have been doing some drainage work. Brett Alone's process there. I think everybody's seen the work that's going on there. The guys have been part of some ditch line work there, and I think that project's moving along, and hopefully that roadway will be kind of free. It's been under construction for a long period of time here, and the residents are eager to have everything freed up and back to normal again, and I think things are looking good there. We have been still addressing a lot of trees in our town, danger trees. I've reached out to Craig Ormady from Central Hudson. He's going to be working with us again in the fall. We have a lot of danger trees along the utilities that we will not be doing, whether we can't reach them or they're just not safe too close in proximity to the utilities. So Central Hudson's been working with us for the last several years. I want to say 3 years now, and we've been getting a lot of danger trees addressed. So that's been great. But the unfortunate thing I just want to bring up and remind everybody, I said we've addressed a lot of roadways, got a lot of the I'm going to call them danger ash trees, maple trees, whatever they are. But there's so many outside of the towns right away that we cannot touch, that still impact our utilities, our roadways, and then we're going to be dealing with this for years and years to come. And anyway, like I said, we're prepping for winter right now. We're in good shape moving into the winter months here, and things are looking good. I just wanted to touch base on red maple and Bostock. We have a concept plan and feasibility study that I'm combing through. Jim, I'm going to forward that to you. And I know you got plenty on your plate, but it's something to review. And I want to bring up and talk to Mark Carabetta from SLR moving forward. A lot of these proposals is going to reflect neighboring properties, and I want the neighboring property owners to be aware of what's going on. And I know there'll come a point in time that we need to bring this forward and address a meeting, whether it's on a board meeting night or a special meeting. And I want to consult with Mark on this, because this is two very vulnerable sites that have been impacted for years and years, and the improvements are going to impact neighboring properties to benefit this situation. So this is something moving forward. When I get 114 pages to comb through right now, and I'm doing my best with everything going on, budget and whatnot, we're moving through, and I'm hoping here moving into the winter months we can bring this up and topic of conversation and mitigate this problematic area. Bostock and red maple, it's been for years, and it's a very I would say a very important with our meeting hall, our police department, and we've discussed this over the years. This is very vulnerable sites here to keep traffic moving and our emergency services doing what they do. So anyway, I want to discuss this further as we move through the winter months, and I can comb through this feasibility study. And like I said, I'm going to pass this on to you and the board, and anybody with any input, by all means.
Great. All right, thank you. I did want to touch on something I forgot that you mentioned, and it reminded me, was that the sewer district, I did get in, CWC contacted me, Lamont Engineers contacted me. They didn't get replies from their mailer on people's layouts of their homes and where their lines are located on their property. They were short about over 200. So they're doing a second mailing. I just signed it and I did a little edit on it to kind of make the language a little more friendly. And those should be going out this week. So you might hear a new flurry of people talking about the sewer district because the letters are coming out. All right. And I'm also in constant conversation with them about about how we write this new law and what the legal parameters of what we can do and can't. And I'm trying to advocate for more accessibility for people that live outside the district, but adjacent to it and along the main pump line from Boyceville to Shokan. I keep advocating for us to find ways to have allowances for people to, for their property to be tapped on, or just having an inlet pipe, accessible along those routes or near those routes, and then figure out a different structure for people who may wish to buy into the system during construction at a lower cost than if they decided to buy in after everything's cleaned up and done. So that's just something we're talking about, and I'm trying to get implemented into their law. Yeah, you were going to say, Brian?
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up one last thing. And I know employment with our bookkeeper and whatnot right now, I've been facing replacing Bob, our mechanic. We've been reaching out, and I do have 4 individuals to interview, one starting next Monday. And Bob has been a great asset to the town, and he's leaving us and retiring in the beginning of December. But anyway, I got a couple potential mechanics here that I'm going to start the interview process Monday, and hopefully get the other 3 in shortly thereafter, and see what we can come up with and fill this position, hopefully. It's tough right now, as everybody knows, but being optimistic here. So, and like I said, Bob has been a great asset for the past, I think, going on 20 years here now. So I wish him well in December to his retirement, and hopefully he can fill that position with somebody that's going to serve the town in a great capacity.
We'll miss him. He's a good worker. Good
Absolutely.
guy. All right.
Didn't we issue a letter to retirees from the board, thanking them for their service?
We have not, as I recall. Have we,
Okay.
Dawn? Oh, we do. Dawn.
Yeah, but
great.
I don't know what his retirement date is. You could always do it in December when he's at the December meeting.
Okay, great.
I mean, because that's when he's retiring, so. But yes, we have done it in the past.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next up, Drew, Police Commission.
I don't really have too much to say. I hope Don got the report from the chief. The only thing was mentioned earlier about the police vehicle. The chief says that we should get it this month, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Okay,
I'm hoping we get it before the end of the year. So Dawn, did you get a report from the chief?
I did not get one for October, but I did get September, so I have that here.
Okay,
Year to date, there was 769 calls. Total for September was 100. They had 11 vehicle accidents, 2 burglar alarms, 3 animal complaints, 12 medical assists, 3 fire call, 2 vehicle operation complaint, 5 welfare check, 263 security check, 3 vehicle lockout, 911 hang up, accidental 4, domestic dispute 2, suspicious activity 5, trespass 1, harassment 1, disabled vehicle 2, civil dispute 2, lost missing property 3, erratic vehicle 24, served papers 3, shots fired 1, road hazard 3, criminal mischief 1, abandoned vehicle 1, COPP 3, noise complaint 2, traffic tickets was 10. The court had in September, they had 5 misdemeanors and 4 violations under the penal law. Environmental, they had 6 environmental law, 2 agricultural markets, vehicle and traffic tickets 65, aggravated unlicensed operation 4, driving while intoxicated 5, leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident 1. They had 2 UPMs, 2 other drug offenses, total defendants 59, total visitors 9. That's
Great.
it.
Thank you.
Jim, I got one more thing to add here. Back when we did the police task force stuff, there was a lot of discussion about who would handle complaints about the police department. And we finally left it to the commission. And they did receive a complaint, I'm going to say probably back in September. And they did a very good job of resolving that. And as far as I know, the person that complained was satisfied with the result. So,
Very good. Great, thank you. Dawn, what else you got for us? Town clerk.
Okay, October, town clerk's office took in $29,703.09. I'm just gonna hit some big notes. Building permits was 5,371. Landfill was 10,115. And there was, those are sewer fees, so that doesn't go to us. So that's basically the big picture. I also have the fire company. I don't know, if Chris is on, if he wants to give it, or he went away, so I'll give it.
He's not.
Had 2 auto accidents, 2 structure fires, 1 mutual aid to Woodstock, automatic alarm 5, wires down 6, EMS assist 10, public service 1, hazardous materials 1, and wildland rescue 1 for total calls of 29. That was for October. I also have first aid. They had a total of 55 calls, 26 to Shokan, 14 to Olive Bridge, Boyceville 9, Shokan 3, Shandaken 2, and Sampsonville 1. And I just want to thank them for being so courteous to my mom when we had to take her in. I also have the Boyceville sewer report for September. I did not get October's yet, probably be there later this week, but it's in the office for anybody who wants to see it. That's it for me.
Very good, thank you, Dawn. David, scenic byway.
We did not meet. I did get an email from Carol. They're doing a bunch of website work. One thing that was of interest is they have free advertising for any businesses in town, like restaurants, lodging, anything like that. So if you have any contacts with anybody that isn't on there, I know like Bread Alone and the supermarket and the liquor store and all are on there, but and Olives, but not everybody's on there. So if you're talking to any business owners and that you can bring that up, I can get contacts for you. One thing that was somewhat actionable is they said they were going to be reaching out to you about adding Roxbury and what Olive had to do, what all the towns have to do to agree to do that. Had you heard from them at all?
I have not.
Okay. I'll check back with them and see where that is. And that's it.
Very good, thank you. Conservation Advisory Council, Vicky Reed.
So the council met last month. They spent a bunch of time talking about this grant, the $5,000 grant for doing the community solar campaign. And Matt Kovner has sent you a letter of commitment that you're signing. Is that correct?
I signed that letter this morning and sent it off back to him, and he sent it off to NYSERDA for that.
Great.
I got an email from them.
If the grant comes in, they're proposing some uses for it, the 2 ASHRAE studies, a lighting audit, and a mailer to residents about conservation and home heating. They're in the process of preparing some OCAC literature. They 2 people from the conservation committee, Simon and Spencer, have been excuse me, attending trainings on solar mapping, and they think that will be useful for a open space inventory.
That was Dan and Spencer.
Dan, I meant Dan, yeah. And we will be meeting tomorrow.
Very good. Any questions, comments for CAC? Okay. Zoning, Drew, how's that committee going?
Pretty good. We met last month. We spent quite a bit of time talking about some of the comments that came in from the public and how we might address those. And so what we'll do is we're going to meet on the 18th. What we'll try to do is flush that out to where we get some agreement with the committee and then bring that back to the town board before we start altering the law. We'll just see if the town board agrees with committee's ideas of what needs to be changed and fixed. Like I said last night, majority of the constructive comments about what we could do to the law to make it better hinged on 4 or 5 different items. So we can address that. So hopefully if we can come to an agreement on the 18th, so we can get something to the town board at our town board meeting in December.
And prior to that, I would encourage everyone to review those comments that were forwarded to you and take a look at that law and see what you like or don't like and what comments have validity to you or maybe we need to tweak. So that would be helpful that we can come together at some point in the next month or two and decide where we're going to go with it.
Yep. Other than that, we haven't really tried to address anything else in the zoning code just yet. I was trying to hold off on getting into anything serious until we found out whether we got the comprehensive plan grant, because that would tend to want to put things on hold if we got that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. All right, we'll see what happens. Buildings and grounds, Scott.
We did not meet. We're kind of in limbo, waiting to hear how we make out with the consultant regarding the funding.
Yes, and I met with Simon Gruber, as I told you yesterday, and the consultant we hired to look at the town facilities in West Shokan and see what ones could have projects that could be applicable to some of the Clean Water Act that is mentioned in the ARPA funding. So he's doing a deep dive into those to see which projects have a better, kind of a feasibility on how we could apply that funding toward them. Well, and it give us a priorities on this one would be the easiest and this one might not be so great and we might get denied. So because all of those 3 are ones, well, actually one of them is one we're going to be doing either way, so it doesn't matter. But the other 2 are, kind of, we have to interpret that law and see if those are available to us. All right. Anything else? Any comments? Any public?
Jim, I hit the enter key too fast this afternoon. I have the hard copies of those, the contracts. I will get them over to you, if not tomorrow, Thursday. Ours are all signed, sealed, notarized. So we'll put it back in your court. And you indicated that you did not need them tonight, so I figured there was no emergency.
No,
We are
we're looking
closed
good.
Thursday.
We are closed Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the veterans are the only one at work Thursday. Huh? I'm just kidding.
All right. Any other comments? All right. I make a motion to adjourn in memory of Chris Howe, Linda Moore, Orman Layton, Skip Layton, who was a dear friend of mine, and I miss him already. He was a great guy, and Eileen Olson. Do I have a second to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. Appreciate your time tonight.
Terrific.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Aye.
Thanks, David.